Hi everyone, my name is Michal Mamlo Cohen. I'm an owner of a law office, married to Avichai, and a mother of 4 children.
My name is Anne Rettig. I'm the manager of the psychosocial services in the Yacht Village, Kfar Silver, married to Lior, and mother of 3 wonderful children. Both of us are mothers to healthy CMV children.
This is me 10 years ago, at 35 weeks of pregnancy with twins, a boy and a girl, conceived by IVF treatments. One would expect me to look happy and excited, but all I can see in this picture is fear. This was the first and only pregnancy picture we took during this pregnancy, and the reason was that I contracted the CMV virus during the pregnancy. Important facts that you all should know as physicians about my CMV pregnancy 10 years ago. I had no idea I was CMV negative before falling pregnant. Although blood tests were taken, my gynecologist did not inform me of this fact, and as a result, did not guide me as to recommended precautions to take given this situation. As a result of a conversation with a friend, I asked to be tested for CMV at 18 weeks of pregnancy. When the positive result came back, I actually thought it meant good news, until I met with Dr. Google. All I could see was a black hole. Contracting CMV while pregnant had one result, a termination of pregnancy. The words retard, severe brain damage, blindness and deafness were the words that came through the computer screen time and time again. And then I met with my gynecologist, who repeated Dr. Google's diagnosis. No hope ahead. But my case was not so simple as you can imagine. I was carrying twins. The option of having an amnio was presented to us, but knowing that I contracted the virus at 12 to 17 weeks of pregnancy and the need to wait at least 7 weeks for the specific time brought me to 25 weeks of pregnancy. Waiting until 32 weeks was a risk, given the early due date with twin pregnancies. And of course, what would I do with the results? Retard, severe brain damage, blindness and deafness were still the words, and yet we understood that most CMV children are born healthy. But despite the statistic information of good odds for a healthy baby, the tragedy was that we were told there was no way to diagnose for sure if there is damage to the fetus and its severity, thus instructing us to terminate the pregnancy in case of fetus infection. A decision was taken and the amnio test was done at 24 weeks. The boy was positive, the girl was not. An unbearable scenario was presented to us. Carry the pregnancy to 32 weeks and then terminate the boy's pregnancy and perform a second amnio to the girl to rule out her late contraction of the virus. We were devastated. Not only did we get the death sentence to 1 or 2 of our twins, but I had to go on carrying these babies who were on death row. I found myself lying in bed and talking to the boy, saying, "Please stop kicking. I can't go on feeling and connecting to you, as I will be the one to end your life in a few weeks." And this was all happening while we knew that the termination of the boy's pregnancy in itself can endanger the girl. This absurd procedure would be the one to save our children's lives. We could not find peace with this scenario. We tried and tried to find an easy way to go through this ordeal. As a result of pure luck, we came upon the name of Professor Yaakov Amir. As opposed to all medical opinions we had heard and read, one of them was even to terminate the pregnancy of both twins immediately. He came out and said with full confidence, "You can save the boy as well." Targeted ultrasound scans and MRI can be conducted, and in the case that no damage is identified, severe damage can be ruled out. This news rattled our world, and we went all over Israel looking for reassurance. With the support of Professor Schlesinger and Professor Malinger, 2 professors Amir's opinion, and as opposed to mainstream vision in Israel at that time as to the fate of a CMV child, We decided to carry the pregnancy to term while conducting the targeted screening. I, of course, made a spoiler. You weren't supposed to see this right now. And now, at 36 weeks of pregnancy, my CMV twins, Yaniv and Libby, were born, healthy and magnificent. And they owe their lives to these courageous doctors who, in the wind of defensive medicine, spoke medicine and not law. It was not very easy at first. My dream of giving birth and of the doctors coming to me and saying, "Good for you, Michal, you made the right decision," did not come true. It was a long wait for the results of tests, a stay in the hospital ward for premature babies, and a year in which we had to believe in ourselves. But it was all worth it. During the wait for the birth, the wait to see if our decision was the right one, I promised myself that if I get to give birth to healthy children, I would do all that was in my power to help women in this situation. And that is what I did. 3 months after giving birth, Avichai and I wrote a post in the Israeli website Tapuz with the names of our physicians, with hope of helping those who seek information to reach the doctors who had helped us. Through this post, I met Anne.
As opposed to Michal, contracted the virus at the beginning of my first spontaneous pregnancy. The year was 2008, 2 years after Michal's birth, and I will never forget the words of my gynecologist. "Terminate this pregnancy. You're young and have no problem falling pregnant." Our world collapsed. The happiness of first pregnancy was shattered in a blast. How can I explain that deep inside I know that this information did not make sense and didn't add up correctly? Can you call it muddy intuition? But then we went online and saw the terrible news over and over again, until we came upon Michal and Avichai post. It was the first time since we got the terrible news that we came upon an optimistic voice. The first time that my mother intuition got some approval. Thanks to this post, we met with the wonderful Professor Yaakov Amir and Yechiel Schlesinger, and heard that this pregnancy had a chance, a very good chance. The connection with Michal gave me the assurance that I was not crazy or irresponsible, and most importantly, that I was not alone. I now had the accessibility to the most accurate information, and we decided to carry the pregnancy to term unless finding of damage will come up in the scans. This decision was not an easy decision to make, considering the opinion to the doctors all around me. At 37 weeks of pregnancy, as I was waiting for a checkup, my gynecologist walked by me and said, "It still isn't too late. You can still terminate this pregnancy." You can only imagine what I felt at that moment. Noam was born at 42 weeks of pregnancy, a wonderful and healthy baby. After giving birth, I joined Michal by supporting couples going through such a pregnancy, and we built support forum via the Tapuz internet site. A few years ago, Vered Wertheim, the mother of the wonderful Ido, a 4-year-old healthy CMV child, joined us, and together we opened a support group in Facebook.
Through the years, we have supported thousands of women by helping them get to the right experts, introducing them to the most up-to-date information, and by being there and lending them a sympathetic ear. But we are proud to say, that we have accompanied the birth of so many healthy children since then. It is important for us to emphasize we are not anti-abortion advocates. We ourselves were one step away from terminating our pregnancies. We do know and think that taking such a decision must be made after considering all the relevant and accurate information. Our goal was and is to give a woman a choice. 10 years have passed since my pregnancy, and sadly, although Israel is considered to be one of the most advanced countries in the world in CMV research, due to the blood screening before and during pregnancy, and because of the option to terminate pregnancies at third term, the information given to women before and during pregnancies regarding the virus is still unsatisfying and, in a lot of cases, completely untrue. It is now 2017, and after hearing the professors we have had the honor of hearing today, one would expect Israel to be the center of this innovative information. But it is sad to report that the number of women confiding in us after getting a recommendation to terminate the pregnancy without even knowing if there was a fetus contraction of the virus is huge. The frustrating fact is that some gynecologists are not up to date with the information, are not aware of the statistics in this pregnancy, and do not present with a woman with a choice, her choice. They just make the choice for her. Viewing sites of leading institutes in Israel still leads to very worrying information, which in many cases is exaggerated, isn't up to date, and even false. Here you can see the site Infomid. In many cases, it is difficult to assess the severity of damage to the fetus before birth. This is not accurate and is very scary to read as a first reference to congenital CMV. From the site of Kupat Cholim Klalit, and if parents decide to take the risk and go on with their pregnancy. This is a terrible title for a couple to read when first introduced to the virus. From the site of Kupat Cholim Maccabi, unfortunately, with the exception of amnio, it is not possible to completely rule out complications and damage to the infected fetus. It is not possible to determine with certainty which of the infected embryos will develop the signs of the disease and its consequences and the degree of the severity. Again, not accurate and very, very scary. From the site Mamilis, about 10 to 15% of those who have been infected will develop the disease at birth. That might be reflected in blindness, retardation. Another 5 to 10% will develop the disease during the first 8 years of life. When reading this information, one could understand that a child who is born asymptomatic can become retarded in the 8 years ahead. A message like this one, that is from our Facebook group from August this year, represents an atmosphere that is still alive and which we meet via our support groups. Good morning, 2 more weeks to the amnio. I'm very angry at the doctor who told me at 5 weeks of pregnancy that if the result is positive, I would have to go through an abortion. I can't get it out of my head. This is the reason that we decided to take our volunteering work a step further, and are very happy and proud to say that this February we launched the Israeli site for CMV pregnancies.
אנחנו יודעים שרוב העוברים לא יידבקו.
אנחנו יכולים להבטיח לך במידה מאוד גדולה של ביטחון שהעובר שלך יהיה בריא.
אנחנו נותנים את התרופה לילדים שהם מה שנקרא Symptomatic Congenital CMV.
כאשר אישה נדבקת ב-CMV בפעם הראשונה בחייה, במהלך ההיריון, אנחנו קוראים לזה הדבקה ראשונית.
מוכרח להיות איזשהו מנגנון ביולוגי שיכול להשפיע האם בסופו של דבר גם העובר יידבק.
התפקיד שלנו פה הוא לעזור לקבל את ההחלטה הנכונה בהקשר של ההיריון.
The website contains theoretical, practical, and medical information, Q&As, interviews with the top Israeli CMV specialists. The site is already translated to English, and we are in the process of registration as a non-profit organization. We are hoping to raise funds in order to expand our activities, beginning with translating the site to more languages, starting with Arabic and Russian, so we can reach and hopefully help large communities which do not have accessibility to this information. As you can see, when you print the letter CMV into Google, our site will appear on the first page. Getting to the first page from February did not involve commercial promotion in any way. It is updated there by organic promotion, and now by the demand of women who are craving information. When introduced to the site, the observer will be introduced to the most up-to-date information regarding the virus. What is the CMV virus? CMV during pregnancy, diagnosis of CMV infection in pregnancy, interpretation of blood tests, the chances of infection and damage to the fetus, monitoring pregnant women with CMV, follow-up protocol, and about the delivery and stay in the newborn nursery. You can go to the Q&A page where we had tried to answer any question that might rise during the pregnancy. All of this information was medically proofread by Professor Amir and Professor Bilavsky. And today, we can thank you in front of this honorable crowd. So thank you. No words can express our gratitude. You can read the most important and up-to-date articles. You might recognize some of the names, Professor Kimberlin. And of course, watch the top Israeli CMV specialists explain about the important milestones during the pregnancy. All of the experts have cooperated with us pro bono as we are fighting together to change the reality in Israel. So thank you, Professor Malinger, Professor Schlesinger, Dr. Gottesman, Dr. Ben Sira, Professor Pardo, and again, Professor Bilavsky and Professor Amir for the amazing help. As of today, there are about 2,000 entries to the site each month, most of them from Israel, and yet, as you can see, people are craving information regarding congenital CMV all over the world. In blue, you can actually see the entries worldwide, and these days, we are working on an international site as well at www.cmvhome.com. The three of us are working mothers, but could not let our experience fade away, and today, invest hours of our spare time in the site, the support group, meeting with doctors all over Israel, and speaking to women who need our help. All of this activity is done voluntarily, as we feel that as a result of our experiences, we are fortunate to help others. As the statistics do not lie, from time to time we come across cases of severe medical findings, which will lead, in some cases, to the termination of pregnancy. In these cases, we try to support the couple and have a support system given by women who have sadly had to go through the same experience. What we didn't have, we have built for the ones who come after us, with the belief and hope that they will pass it on. A great amount of difficult work is still ahead, and if you ask yourself, why do we do this work? Here lies the answer.
הסיפור של ה-CMV התחיל אצלנו בשבוע 15 בערך בבדיקה שגרתית אצל הרופא.
אני מקבלת טלפון מהרופא נשים שלי. אני ממש זוכרת את היום ואת השעה ואיפה הייתי בדיוק בבית באותו רגע.
רופא הנשים אכן התקשר, הקול שלו לא היה נשמע רגיל בכלל.
הדבר הראשון שקיבלתי הודעה בטלפון זה כנראה צריך לעשות הפסקת הריון.
הוא לא כל כך ידע להסביר מה זה, לא כל כך הבין מה זה, רק אמר הוא לא היה ישן בלילה, או משהו כזה.
הגענו אליו, החזיק ביד טופס הפסקת הריון, הייתי כבר בשבוע 24.
אמרתי לה, תשמעי, אני מורה בבית ספר, יש לי טיול שנתי עוד שבועיים, את חושבת שאני אוכל לתת לה טיול שנתי? אז היא אמרה לי, לא הייתי חושבת על זה יותר מדי, כי כנראה שבשבועיים הקרובים את תעשי הפלה.
נשארתי פשוט לפתוח גוגל והתחלתי לחפש.
מה שקראנו בגוגל היה שחור משחור. אני זוכרת את הנסיעה הביתה שאני קוראת את הדברים הנוראים, בעלי נוהג ואנחנו שנינו על הפנים.
ובערך בכל מקום הדבר היחידי שמצאתי זה CMV שווה הפלה, שזה מפחיד.
התגלגלתי לפורום בתפוז, קראתי שם פוסטים ימים ולילות, סיפורים טובים, סיפורים רעים, הכרתי שם מקרים בעל פה. משם עזרתי אומץ, נכנסתי לפייסבוק, התחלתי לשאול שאלות.
החלטתי לפתוח פייסבוק, במיוחד בשביל הקבוצה ולהצטרף.
גיליתי בפייסבוק קבוצה מדהימה שתומכת, שבאמת נותנת את כל המידע.
אני שאבתי המון אנרגיה מהתכתבויות שהיו בפורום, זו בעצם היה הדרך שלי לנסות לעבור בשפיות איכשהו את התקופה הזאת.
הם פשוט היו בשבילי מקור לתמיכה, ובאמת אין לי מילים כמה שהם עזרו, אפילו ברמה הכי קוד, ומה הקוד של ה-MRI, ומה צריך להביא, ומה צריך לעשות, ואיפה ללכת, ומי הרופאים, פשוט נתנו לי את כל התמיכה.
מישהי שנמצאת במצב הזה צריכה לדבר עם מישהי שהייתה במצב שלה, ויכולה להבין מה עובר עליה. וזה גם הוריד ממני הרבה התמודדות, כי כבר לא היינו לבד.
שהן ככה תורמות מעצמן ונותנות מעצמן כדי לכוון את הבנות, לעשות את הבדיקות הנכונות אצל הרופאים הנכונים שידעו לכוון אותנו כמו שצריך.
אני חייבת להודות לכם על הדרך, על שיתוף הפעולה המלא, על ההסברים, על הליווי, על ההתעניינות לאורך הדרך, בטיפול, בלפגוש את האנשים הכי, כדי להיות בידיים הכי טובות שיכולות להיות, כדי להיות מטופלים על ידי הרופאים מהשורה הראשונה בכל נושא ה-CMV.
היה לי גב, ממש היה לי גב. יש להם חלק עצום בזה שהילדה שלי פה ושהיא נהדרת ומקסימה והיא בת 7 חודשים ומתפתחת מדהים.
רק לחשוב שאם לא הקבוצה הזאת, יכול להיות היום שהיינו אחרי הפסקת הריון, היינו אחרי סיטואציה שהיא מאוד מאוד לא פשוטה.
אני לא יודעת איפה אני הייתי, ואם הייתה לי ילדה, אם לא היה את הפורום הזה.
היו 1000 נקודות בדרך שלא היה ברור שהוא ייוולד, וברור שמיכל והפורום וכל אנשים עזרו לזה שהוא ייוולד ויהיה כזה מקסים.
אני רוצה להודות ואני רוצה לברך על השיתוף פעולה הזה, שהוא פשוט פורה, הכרחי, והלוואי והמשיכו ככה, כי CMV זה תינוקות כאלה מדהימים, שיהיה רק בשורות טובות לכולם.
בזכותם כאילו השארנו את ההיריון הזה, אז תודה לבורא עולם ותודה להם.
ביי ביי.
וזו ורד, אשת הוידאו והשותפה השלישית שלנו. תודה רבה על ההקשבה.